And answer you. And I know everyone is tired, and I know you about aggravated with all these questions, and we already know how the vote is going to go. But can you just please respect my constituents and please answer these questions as respectfully as you can?
I'll do the best I can to the gentlelady.
What age can someone get a concealed carry permit, sir?
Well, 18.
Okay. And we already talked about if that person had a juvenile record and that record is closed at the age of 18, that person would still be able to do an application and get a concealed carry permit. Is that correct?
If they're prohibited by law, then they're still prohibited by law to possess.
Okay.
If I answered that correctly for you.
How many females have concealed carry permits in West Virginia?
That I cannot answer, ma'am.
And so you wouldn't know how many under the age of 25 also. Do you know the number of females who get attacked on West Virginia college campuses in total?
I do not.
Okay. Does the NRA or the Citizens of Defense or any other organizations offer any self-defense classes on campus free or of charge that you know of, sir?
They could. I'm not sure if they do or not, but some could. Some NRA instructors could.
Do you know how many males in West Virginia have concealed carry permits?
I do not.
Okay. So you wouldn't know how many under the age of 25 either?
You're correct. I do not.
And how many males get attacked on college campuses? Would you know that number, sir?
Who knows? I'm not for sure.
And I've noticed on the concealed permit carry application, there's a question about race. And it's just an open question. Do you have a breakdown of the races that apply for this and get approved for concealed carry permits?
I do not, ma'am.
Okay. And also on that same application, there are several mental health questions, such as number 8. Have you ever been adjudicated to be mentally incompetent? Is there any type of background to confirm if this answer is if they're answering truthfully, sir?
Yeah, there's FBI background checks. There are background checks. So
there's a background check, but
yeah.
Will the background check say if that person is mentally incompetent?
Yes.
Okay. And in number 12, it says, are you physically and mentally competent to carry a handgun? Would that background check tell us that?
I'm not sure, ma'am.
And so can you give me examples of diagnoses that would not allow someone to be competent physically or mentally to carry a handgun?
That's not my job to do, ma'am.
I understand that, but it was just a question. If you don't have an answer, that is fine. Do you know how many West Virginia campuses have mental health facilities or centers?
I do not.
I've received several emails referring to the good guys. Is that defined anywhere in the bill? Because I couldn't find it.
No, ma'am.
Is that a question on the application? Because I couldn't find it there either.
It is not.
So it's a presumption, right?
I agree.
So can you tell me how many concealed carry permit holders in the state of West Virginia have been convicted of a crime after they've done something?
Probably 0, I'm guessing.
But do you have a number?
0.
Do you have a fact of that? Is there a report of that? Because the state police couldn't give me one, and I've been calling for 3 days.
I would say they're law-abiding citizens, so I would say 0.
They could be law-abiding citizens once they get the permit, but do we know if there's any instances where they may have been protecting someone? Because there was someone from the Citizens Defense League that said throughout the training, you're not, they don't want you to use your weapon, but if it is, 9 times out of 10, they might get arrested.
0 is my final answer. I can phone a friend.
Well, sir, I'm glad you think this is a laughing matter because my constituents
I wasn't laughing, ma'am. I said 0 several times.
Very disrespectful. How many hate crimes or incidents are reported on campus?
I'm not sure, ma'am.
How many professors or administrative students get threatened from other students or parents?
I'm not sure.
Will the universities need to change their insurance policies?
Probably not.
Have any higher
A
education
hold
Sir?
harmless provision.
I'm sorry.
There is a hold harmless provision, I believe, here. Give me a second.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's on the very, very last. On page 45, it says on line 96, and no liability for any such actions of such persons shall be imputed to the institution of higher education unless the state institution of higher education has expressly requested or directed such person to carry a concealed pistol or revolver.
Thank you, sir. Are all the higher education institutions in favor of this bill that you know of?
That's a tough question. I know of one university professor who was in my office from WVU was very supportive of the bill and said we're doing a good job.
I understand that. That's one professor. I'm speaking as the university as a whole, sir.
One professor, he expressed his desire. He was happy that we were passing this bill. He has an ability now to protect himself. He was very happy about it.
So I guess that answer is no.
WVU.
Thank you. Okay. Will this bill affect any scholarships or grants for students?
Probably not, no.
Okay. And we already spoke about the fiscal note. Do you know how this bill will financially impact our small or regional institutions who already are struggling?
Are you talking about CTCs or smaller 4 years?
Just like small universities like Fairmont State University, who already don't have campus police officers?
I do not, ma'am.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. Speaker, can I please speak to the bill?
Yes, lady, may proceed.
Thank you. So we've heard many things, and we've heard that students want this bill. We've heard that students oppose this bill. And I've sat here respectfully. I've taken off my jacket. I've taken off my shoes. I've cried. I've gotten angry. But I want to read you two things. Dear West Virginia delegates, my name is Ashley Moore, and I am a sophomore, psychology and public education's major at Marshall University. I am openly against campus carry because as someone who has been raped and sexually assaulted, I don't think that guns are the answer. When I was 15, I was overpowered by a man I still don't know. And last month, at a social gathering, I got sexually assaulted by someone who is known to be violent and have a short temper. In both situations, I think that if I pulled out a gun, I would have been killed or at least had a worse outcome. This might seem irrelevant, but if guns are allowed on campus, there most likely would be more people like that only with guns. They would, by law, be allowed to have that as possibility I would hate to see come true. I've talked to my friends, and they've all stated that they would most likely transfer if passed because of fear. Even 2 hours ago, while I was in class, there was a shooting on the street I live on. And if there would have been more than one gun, that situation could have been worse and has more injuries. Guns on campus could make things like having night classes dangerous and scarier to take because the idea of someone could be waiting with a gun they were told they were allowed to have. It is more likely that this bill would be putting guns in the hands of attackers, not the victims. It's like giving another way to intimidate someone because even if they don't shoot them, the fear that they could get shot in the moment is enough to make fighting back an option. Please, as a student and someone who has been In a situation like that, please vote no for the bill. Sincerely, Ashley Moore. That is Ashley's truth. I don't know if Ashley is a real person, but maybe Ashley felt that her words needed to be heard. And I understand that there's other students that support this bill. I have one more thing to read. Who am I? I am she, and she is me. I am a woman created to be the host of great leaders and geniuses. I am a woman empowered with the knowledge to be seen and not heard. I am a woman who has been told where my place should be, in the kitchen and in the bedroom. I am a woman who should blush when a catcall is meant to be complimentary. I am a woman who should bear as many children as my dear spouse dictates.
The bill. Point of order.
Didn't you appear in the chair? The lady is speaking to the bill. The lady may continue.
We said that this was a women's bill, so I'm going to continue. Thank you. I am a woman who is privileged to wear pants, attend school, and keep the home kept. I am a woman who is criticized when my body gets wrinkled and worn. I am a woman who is shunned when my body naturally dispenses every month. I am a woman who is never recognized for my wits, creativity, and strength. I am a woman who works smarter, not harder, yet my wages are unequivocal to my male coworkers. I am a woman who is shunned for breastfeeding in public. I am a woman who is ashamed when you abuse my body, mind, and soul. I am a woman who is enrolled in etiquette training to become a lady. I am a woman who is a product of all these things. Conversely, I am she, and she is me. I am the woman who will raise her children to respect, sympathize, empathize with every being. I am the woman who will use her voice against gender inequality, racial inequality, domestic violence, hunger, and homelessness. I am the woman who will take her seat at the main table. I am the woman who will call out unwanted invasions of my personal space. I am the woman who will take ownership of my reproductive choices. I am the woman who will put on her cape every day as a super mom, super daughter, super granddaughter, super niece, super advocate, and super activist. I am the woman who will see the war wounds on my body because of heart disease, breast cancer, diabetes, lupus, MS, thyroid disease, childbirth, pregnancy, and hysterectomies. I am the woman who will probably donate feminine hygiene products because shame has no home here. I am the woman who will be recognized amongst my peers in achievements of thinking outside the box. I am the woman who will fight for equal pay. I am the woman who will create a new norm for a mother to nurse her child in public. I am the woman who will stand against abuse, neglect, and rape. I am the woman who will empower other women and inspire other women. I am a survivor of rape. I am a survivor of sexual assault. I am a survivor of domestic violence. I am Me Too. You sit in this body and you speak about numbers. You speak about statistics. You speak about your daughters. There's someone walking the aisles with you every day who sit in these chambers, who smile because you can't see that hurt. If I had a concealed weapon the night that I was raped, I would have went in my room and I would have committed suicide because that was shame. That was hurt. You putting a gun in my hand would not have given me power. You put a gun in my hand in the mental state I was in. It would have been fight or flight. And I don't know who would have been a friend or a foe. That's what this bill does. I believe in the Second Amendment. I am a gun owner. I cannot afford to be an NRA member, but have you thought about the children who live in HUD housing? They also cannot have a weapon. When I first moved to this great state, I lived in a gated community, and life happened. I had to make sure that my guns was under lock and key because I could not have them in hard housing. Who protected me the first day I moved in and there was a drive-by shooting? Who? Because it was a bad neighborhood. It took the police officers 45 minutes. But the rules were I could not have a weapon there. We talk about law-abiding citizens and we talk about good guys. Well, I'm sorry, I'm born a female and I'm proud of it. And I'm sorry, this year-round tan does not allow me to have the same privileges to have a concealed weapon. Because if there is a mass shooter and I take out my weapon from my purse and the police come, do they know if I'm friend or foe? Now, I already know how you're going to vote, so it doesn't matter if I tell you vote in opposition or if I tell you vote for it. But my freedom and my choice was to bring to this body the voices of my constituents, the voices of the Me Too rape survivors, sexual assault survivors. Now, I know there have been things on our desk for many, many weeks. And you talk about thrown in a ditch. How I wish I was thrown in a ditch the night I was raped. How I wish that he would have just killed me. But that didn't happen. Because there was something greater for me to deal with. My story is my glory. I'm no longer a victim. I am a survivor, and I'll be damned if this body is going to make me feel that way. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.